Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going Applin crazy. We're going to be talking about everything you need to know, discussing all the little intricacies and issues that I ran into to see if you had the same issue or to help you out in your adventure. Okay? But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and throw up the video right now. All right. So I did buy a bunch of mossy lures so I can do this. I was going to do an hour. Now, a lot of these lures were not put on at the same time for the most part. The three by the entrance, as you can see, were kind of put on simultaneously, but the other ones were kind of put on a little bit at random, so we're not going to stick around for those completely. I just took off. I was done, right? But with that said, we're going to go over everything you need to know, including a little bit of drama that we're going to be seeing here at, I do believe the time is like 3:33. Wow, what a time, right? All right. But let's go ahead and talk about this. So everything you need to know, right? Let's get into it. All right, starting it off with how common are the apples? Well, hitting my elbow over here. The apples were spawning. They were there, and the Applins were there too. There's a little bit of an issue though, and it's not too much of an issue, but it's something Niantic did not actually tell us when, in the details for this event. And what is that going to be? Basically, you're going to have other Pokemon in place of the Applin. So say you have an apple spawn on the lure, okay? It could be either two of the apples that we can potentially get, so we can go into two of those evolutions, or it can be an Applin. Or you have another option. It could be a random ass Pokemon. And when it came to those, I thought it was a glitch. But thanks to somebody who did leave a comment, and I appreciate you. Sorry I don't have your comment right now. Maybe I can find it, who knows. I learned that they can potentially drop apples when you do catch them. So we've moved into this era where you're going to see spawns in Pokemon dropping actual items. So they did not tell us about this, right? We're going to be going into an event soon with Slowpoke dropping King's Rock. I mean, for all we know, eventually we're going to be going into an event where Pokemon are dropping XL candies, right? I'm looking at the time to make sure, because there's a time where I need to just be quiet, all right? So you can hear the security guard harassing this girl, okay? She is a girl. I would assume she is under 18. It doesn't really matter about all that, but it is insane. And I have a lot to say about this, and I want to make it brief because I don't want to get too political about this. But anyway, about the Applins, they were spawning at a decent rate. We're going to look at all of my stuff after this whole little security guard thing here in about 30 seconds or so. Then we'll get really deep into it. I just want to get into that. After that, we'll really talk about it, okay? He was harassing her. That was crazy. It was right in front of me. Right in front of me. I was recording it. I recorded it. I didn't step in and do anything because I was trying to use my lures. But with that said, we're going to see that here in just a second, right? So I'll be right back right after this. Let's get it.
Is this, okay? They also see it on camera.
Right, I'm not here to steal anything.
We don't know that.
All right, so basically what's going on here is this son of a gun was just harassing this young lady. I saw her mask. It was skeleton mask. It had a skeleton on her mask. But you have people walking around. Look, and I'm not trying to make this all about masks and stuff. We're over that. I just want to talk about this really quick because this is really annoying and hypocritical. So this young lady was wearing a mask, skeleton mask, and they came up and harassed her. Like, you got to take it off. We don't know if you're going to rob somebody or steal something. You don't know. You don't know. I was about to say, bro, you are actually infringing on her rights. What the hell is going on? Like, what are you doing right now? So they were just mocking. As I watched like several people walk by with freaking mask on their face, right? All right, I'm looking at this to make sure we're on point here, to make sure we can keep up, because it is going to continue soon. And when it does, I want to let you hear it. So that's the gist of it. He is a pig boy. Piggy. Snooks. Nah, he ain't even as buff as a freaking pig cop. Forget it. Forget that. Anyways, yeah, that's what it is. But anyway, let's go ahead and finish the rest of this here. Watch it, and then we'll get into the rest of what we have to talk about. I just thought you would enjoy a little bit of drama.
Is she not allowed legally to wear a mask for health reasons? I don't understand.
For health reasons, but not something like that completely construct your face.
Okay, I understand, sir. Okay.
In the sense that I wouldn't even want to say anything. I'm going on my break. I was going to walk past you.
Okay, I understand.
I wasn't even going to say anything to you. I was just going to walk past you.
Because you said something to me. I was asking.
But I was just going to walk past you. Okay?
If I had thought it was going to be a problem, I would have never stopped you to ask you where Zach was.
I'm looking for the mask that would help that situation. And then I got it.
All right. Anyways, there you go. There it is. We'll get back into the video. I'm not trying to make this all like weird and stuff. She was harassed. Let's be straight up. I saw multiple people walk by with masks on. Yes, people are still wearing the mask, and I don't want to get it all about this. But why are you stopping this particular individual? Because the mask had a skeleton face on it, and they were wearing kind of baggy clothes, like a, you know, late emo style. Makes no sense to me. Yeah, so I was about to call him out, but again, I don't want to put a target on my back. So there is that pretty disgusting behavior by the Diamond Center security, mall security. Anyways, let's move on here. Now, the information you want to know. Let's reiterate what happened here. Pokemon that spawn, or apples that can spawn off the lures, can be something else. All right. If they are something else, I was personally backing out. If you see that happening in the video, that's the reason why I said, the hell is this? I thought it was a glitch, but apparently they can drop apples when you catch them, which was not in the description when Niantic put out all the information. All right. So I didn't know. So I backed out. All right. Other than that, I feel like they stop spawning after a while, and you're going to have to reset your game. Yeah. I don't know if that's an actual thing. I just felt like that. Because after I reset, you can say, well, you restart your game, the spawns are refreshing. So that's what happens when you take a few seconds out of the game and they're just new spawns. Okay, fair enough. I hear you. But not really. Nah. I would have the game open for several minutes. Obviously, I was going constantly. Nothing was spawning. Pokemon were, but no apples. Close the app, reopen it, there's apples there. Could you chalk it up to coincidence? Sure, but I don't think so. I think there's something wrong with the game or something. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it is just in my head. But there is that. I just want to put that out there. We're going to go over how many I was able to collect for each apple and all the candy and all that good stuff. Towards the end, they were really starting to vamp up. And they do spawn like a Zygarde cell. So I have to put that out there too. They spawn like a Zygarde cell. So another piece of information is I wouldn't recommend fast catching them because they stay on the map. And if they don't, then they kind of run away if you don't catch them. That couldn't be the case for everybody. That it just felt like that was the case for me. Because even if I was to not have them run away, it would just be gone anyways. So I urge you to not fast catch them. Do what you got to do. But they were still kind of just going away after I did that, and they would not appear in my bag. So yeah, heed the warnings. There's really not much more to talk about here aside from that. You'll have random Pokemon spawning, and they could potentially have an apple when you catch them. Okay, so keep that in mind. And yeah, That's one of the main things I was confused about. Find a spot where you can just sit and hunker down with a lot of lure modules around you. That's the best way to go. Another thing is, if you're not really close, if you're in range of a Pokestop and you can see the Pokemon spawning clearly, right? See the Pokemon spawning clearly. I feel like there is another thing where you need to be even closer for them to actually start appearing. That's just personally me. Probably not a thing, just want to put that out there. So essentially you just need to be very close to them to actually see them. Also, to tap on them is kind of very annoying. So as you can see here, take a look. I was able to get quite a few candies. I'm sorry, I didn't call out the numbers, but it was on screen how many I had before I did evolve them. I do believe let me see, this apple was more common for me. It was the sweet one. I had like 3 extra or 4 extra or something like that. So yeah, there was that. I don't think there's a particular one that's going to be more rare. It was just a matter of chance, okay? And that's the end of the video. So it was a matter of chance. So what last words, advice that I have to give you if you want to collect as many apples as possible. Find a place where you can have as many lures around you within a good distance. I'm not talking a lure that you place that is so far away, like you can reach it, you can still see the Pokemon spawning, but it's just kind of a little far away for whatever reason. This is just personally my experience. This has not been documented. I just feel like if you're too far away, but still within range, that you're not going to be able to see everything. That could be BS. Probably is. I'm just throwing it out there. You need to be really close, and then you're going to have the best results. That's just what I've personally went through, okay? So there's that. Pokemon that are appearing as apples, when you tap on them, you see an apple. It literally looks like it has the cell kind of animation around it. Literally, the cell animation. If you ever done routes and a cell is spawned, it has that same animation around that apple. It can be an Applin, it can be one of 2 apples, right? Or it can be a random Pokemon spawn. If it's that random Pokemon spawn, don't take that lightly and don't just back out. If you catch it, apparently, yeah, take this with a grain of salt. Apparently, you're going to be able to get an apple, maybe, not guaranteed, but there's a potential chance for you to get an apple after you catch them, which was not stated by Niantic whatsoever. So what the hell is going on here? So there's that. Best thing to say, to get as much as you possibly can, go to a cluster of lure modules as close as possible, lay down those mossy lures, and stay right there, right? If you have like a group of people laying down a bunch of lures and you have a big city and you guys are doing a loop, more power to you. More freaking power to you. Fantastic. I hope you have a great time. You're gonna get a bunch of stuff, right? I don't really know what to say after that, because not everybody has that advantage in life, right? Or in Pokemon Go. I say in life as if this is like some sort of crazy thing. That's pretty much it. So lay down the lures, stay next to them, tap on everything, and that's it. And remember what they said in their bonuses. They said they're going to be appearing more frequently during this event. The apples, an Applin. Okay, so after this event, they're going to be extremely rare, even if you're throwing down a mossy lure. So keep that in mind, right? Keep it in mind. So do as much as you possibly can right now before they take it away. Collect as many as you can. We're going to get more Applin evolutions in the future. Remember that. Keep those candies. The apples that you have right now are not going to go towards the new one, Diplin, or whatever the heck his name is. Diplin. I don't know. Into Hydra Apple. Okay, that one's actually pretty cool. We're gonna have to do it all over again. But anyways, there you go. Okay. Best results. Put down lures on a little cluster of Pokestops, stay right there, don't move, and tap on them extremely fast. It was to the point where they would despawn so quick after I tapped on an Applin itself and it turned into an Applin, that I would catch it, or I try to catch it. By the time I got out, the other one was gone. And another thing, if you stay till the end, you're getting the juiciest information. I think I already said this, but here it is again. Do not fast catch. Do not fast catch them. They are kind of acting like a Schmergle spawn. You fast catch a Schmergle, it'll still stay on the map. It's kind of confusing and weird. You can tap on it again. You can try to catch it again, but the first ball you throw, the first shake, it just breaks out and runs. That's the same thing that will happen for these. Keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it, right? So go out there and get it. This thing isn't taking over the world, right? In its evolutions, they're not taking over the world. They're pretty cool to have. Yeah, they're pretty nice. Very expensive. 200 candies and 20 apples per one, right? And you're gonna have to have those individual apples. I stayed there until I was able to get, 20 plus of each, and then I stayed there because my lures were still going, so I was like, all right, might as well. But that's pretty much it, right? So I can keep rambling. I'm just rambling. I could have ended this video like 10 minutes ago, maybe. All right, so there you have it, folks, okay? Yeah. All right, thank you for watching. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. And I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
What is
Where's
it?
your mask? Where is your mask?
I'm in my car. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and you're not wearing a mask. Put your mask on.
I'm in my car. I don't need a mask in my car.
We all have to wear a mask. Put
Approaching the BFG 10,000.
God, it's him!
They've overrun the lower levels.
Corporate says we should let them go!
What? Why?
Access granted.
Hey, who are you? You can't be here.
We don't know that.
Warning, BFG 10,000 is firing. Warning, the Slayer has entered the facility.
Johnson, let's get past the bullshit. Your complaint is duly noted.
I guess that means that you're not gonna do a goddamn thing about it. If you can't keep your cops under control, you can bet your black ass that I will.
Yeah, well, because he stole John Wick's car, sir, and killed his dog.